across the water, so having a couple over here is useful. I probably don't have quite enough, but I think I'll be alright. You want to have, like, one in here as well. Another thing... Oh, yeah. Let me make... this. Because you need water within 4 spaces of crops. Otherwise, it doesn't really work. And I don't know about the height thing, but it probably doesn't matter too much on the height. So yeah, just going like that, and you've got water pretty far on all sides. Although, it's going to take me a while to get out of this stupid pit. Okay, now that it's night, you can actually see where you have weaknesses on your darkness and your light. So I'll go around and finish that up. Okay, now when you actually pick up seeds, which you use a hoe to do that. Hoe down! Okay. You don't want to be next to the water, so you want it to return to grass without you having to actually work for it. And you're going to waste basically 2, maybe 3 hoes on just collecting seeds. Every once in a while, listen around, see if there's any mobs nearby. Yeah, see, piggies. Piggies are spawning at night. That's not very common unless there's torches nearby. Okay, I've got actually 11's not bad. So this is what I do. Whoop, oop, oop, that was close. 4 spaces, 4 spaces. Don't get any closer. The other better way is to make a little pool of water in the center, but I'm not too worried about that. In this case, I find it very advisable to put dirt around the outer edge. Oh, hello, zombie. It's nice that that's a zombie and not a skeleton, because he can't get me. Oh, actually, I have a sword. It's a magic sword. Wow. I got too close. I'm very surprised by that. Okay. Yeah, I'll be able to get back to my stuff pretty quickly. Be right back. It is a little dangerous walking around without torches nearby. But I'm just heading towards the torches. Really only getting stuck and or skeletons can hurt you at this point. Everything else you just run away from. And they're going to stop chasing you after you get a certain distance from them. You're faster than everything. And, well, there you go. Okay, but they'll turn back into grass if they aren't correct. So you just use that as a guide. Also, they'll turn wet, like you can see right there, if they're correct. Lots of cows. Cows! Okay, anyway, seeds. Okay, see, those turned back into quite a few of them. But this one, oops, is still water, so... doesn't seem to be working perfectly, for some weird reason. But having them on a lifted terrain means that you don't have to use crawl to get around. Alright, I've expanded my sphere of influence. I've gone all the way out to that outer border. It makes more of my area safe, but of course I used up more coal to do it. There's generally so much coal in the game it doesn't really matter, so until they make torches disappear, which there was some talk about that possibly happening, you're basically safe. Oh, that's really, really not smart that I don't have a torch right there. Also, torches help your plants grow because they only grow with light, and for some reason torches work for that. I'm going to talk about other such tips in a bit. Well, I'm going to talk about digging strategies. Luckily, I've got full health, which is nice, but I didn't expect to get full health. But digging strategies. If you want to dig and have a way to get back, you do the normal dig in a diagonal direction. You could do 1, 2, 3, and then you go down 1, out, and out. Down 1, out, and out. And you just keep that up and throw a torch down every once in a while. If you want to put a staircase up, instead of it being 3 tall, you'll need it to be 5 tall if you want to make it as fast as possible. With a minecart, I think it's either 4 or 5. So that's the method if you want to get back out. If you want to just go straight down, don't, of course, dig like this. You want to dig 2 different spaces. And you'll be standing right in the middle of the 2 of them. So go like this. on that. Yeah, it's becoming daytime as I'm doing this. I'm not actually planning on going down into some deep dungeon this way. But this way, if there's a mine underneath you, or lava, or whatever, you don't have to worry about it. You're not going to die. So you're not going to fall because, yeah, you're only doing one. Oops. What? The heck? That was different. The one thing, of course, is your number one danger. If you don't have above you secured, something like a creeper might fall down, and then you're kind of screwed. Yes, jumping while placing is a great way to go up. I don't really tend to do this very often anymore because you can make a compass in the game. But if you want to make a pillar to show where you are, of course I would normally have a lot more materials than this. Although I guess I can use a stone. Yeah, why not? So I'm going to make a pillar right here. Oops. And you want some of it to be dirt. If you have gravel, you can just... It's actually faster because you can just set gravel on the side of your pillar and just keep on doing that until you fill it back up. Because you basically need a path down. This is a very quick way to do it. Faster with gravel. So I'm going to make a pillar so I know where this place is. I'm using a lot of stone, and stone is actually kind of useful. I mean, not just for weapons, but most of the structures you're going to build, unless it's out of wood, which is not too time-consuming, but it's still a little slow, you're going to make it out of stone. So once you get it to a sufficient height, which you can make it a lot taller than that, obviously, you just dig back down through here. Also, the great advantage of gravel is if you make a long pillar and you have a side route back down made of gravel, you'll be collecting a whole bunch of flint on your way back down. Yay, flint! Generally, I never really use bows, even though they're pretty useful. And if you miss with an arrow, you can go back and pick it back up. But as you can see, I was able to do that without taking any damage. You can actually put down dirt every 3 and not take damage, but yeah, either way. Alright, so I'm just in the cave that I was just in. This is where all the skeletons are coming out of. And I shouldn't be stopping here. That's one of the major no-nos. But here's the way I came in, obviously. And so there's a number of things you can do. You can either collect this coal, you can go down this way, or you can go up that way. Which way do you think is the right choice? I mean, you can also go that way, but you can see that there's light there, so you're not really worried about that. The correct choice is always to choose the upper path. You do not want... Oops, that was not the one I wanted to destroy. But you do not want mobs falling down on you. I mean, I have been killed literally in seconds by a zombie. And that's no good. Oops. So kind of dangerous while you're climbing. And you want to finish off an area. Oops, I don't actually have that many torches. Okay, so now, boom, all of a sudden safe. There's really no way that a mob can get you. It's not like a mob is going to spawn in this one little area. I guess there's a chance there's a skeleton that might spawn right here, but yeah, not too worried about it. So when you're done mining up all this coal, it is, I mean, you don't have to do this, but it's very suggested to leave the cave and walk back in, because you're mining resources, you're letting lots of mobs start spawning around you. Anywhere that it's dark, anywhere that you haven't put torches yet, there are now mobs spawning within a certain distance of you. And if you leave the cave and come back in, at least a majority of those mobs will have despawned by distance. So, I'm going to pause recording. Here's another trick I can give you guys. Let's say that you have 56 torches. And you want to have 60 torches. Or sorry, 64. You want 1 stack, but you don't want more than 1 stack. I have those 8 over there, I know. But you don't want more than 1 stack. So, and you want to quickly do it without having to count. All you have to do is pick up how many torches you have currently, and then right-click until it stops moving. Then it will give you either 61, 62, 63, or 64. And you won't get more than a stack that way. It's a good way to save time. Okay. The dreaded water. Water is very dangerous to navigate through, because obviously it pushes whatever enemies are in the area into one focal point. So it's pretty frequent that you're going to find yourself fighting against like 20 some odd enemies, and you're just like, why are there so many enemies? This sucks. Here we are back at this intersection. Like, the options are, of course, to go that way, or go this way. Obviously, there's probably some minerals up there and minerals up there, but both of those directions mobs cannot come from, except for the occasional fluke, in case you didn't quite put enough torches down. So now it's relatively safe to head down one of these paths, except for the fact that I have not left the cave yet, so there may be a bunch of mobs in here. So I'm not doing a very good job of showing a rush technique, but as you can see, I'm moving pretty quick. I'm also hearing other footsteps, so I was wondering about that. But if you move quickly, you can move faster than the mobs can spawn, and I've done this on many games. So if I'm correct, I'm now ahead of all spawns. So the only thing you have to worry about is lava and falling. And if you're digging, of course, gravel fall, but that's pretty easy to avoid taking damage from. You just move before you start taking damage. So this entire chamber, if I was standing right next to it while I was talking to you guys, instead of moving, might have been filled with mobs. But since I kept moving, they could not appear. So this was a small-sized cave, but a good amount of resources in there. I mean, you probably are kind of jealous that there's a number of people that are jealous, and a number of people that probably were luckier than I was in finding iron. But as you can see, I found not a bad amount of iron, a decent amount. But this doesn't really show some of the hints that I can tell you about lava and whatnot. I will get to that in a bit. The defeating mobs with torches method works very good for dungeons as well. If you can't quite reach where the cage is, it's a good idea to try and get as many torches in there as you can. If you're doing the rush method, you'll get to one of those dungeons and nothing's even spawned yet. So you can rush in there and just drop a bunch of torches. Your primary goal is to put 8 torches in perfect perimeter around the cage. If you do that, you have completely tamed that cage, and you can do whatever you want to it at your leisure, including making an automatic mob spawner. Although, I will warn you, automatic mob spawners are a lot harder to make than it might seem. It's amazing how hard it is to make those. I don't remember the other thing I was going to say, so I'm going to pause recording. Oh yeah, I can show you guys an escape route. I do not have nearly enough dirt to do this. I would probably want to gather up some of this gravel. I'm not going to waste that much time, but I'll pick up, I don't know, 8 gravel, give a better example. Because 31, you basically want between 64 and 96 material to get it. First thing you do is you try and go up normally a little bit. Like maybe right here. I mean, this isn't great, but it's better than nothing. And your goal... Oops, do I have enough... Pickaxe? No, I'm going to make a pickaxe before I start. Okay, so to make an escape shaft, this is what you do if you're lost, or you're low in health, and you picked up a lot of resources, and you don't want to put down a chest for some reason, or maybe you don't even have enough wood to make a chest. So this is what you do in that situation. First of all, you want to clear out a 3-space trench, just like that. 1 space, 2 spaces, 3 spaces. And now this is basically all you need to escape, and we are out of the dungeon. Congratulate... No, wait. There's steps. There's more steps. Alright, so you stand in spot B. Yes, spot B. Also, put your dirt on the stupid thing so you can get... Okay, anyway. So, first one, you dig in spot C. And you can kind of peek out a little bit. And if there's gravel above me, you're going to back up. You'll see it falling, and you'll go, whoa. Okay, so now that we've dug up as far as we can here, we look over the edge here, and we see if there's gravel there, and we look up there. Once again, if gravel falls, rush over here. This is the spot. This is the safe spot. Now that we're here, we dig right there. Okay, so this is wall A, and this is wall C. So C is this square right here, B is the one in the middle, and A is over here. You'll get it. You'll get it. So this being C, you put a torch right there. This being B and A, you go boink, 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 boink. Ta-da! And then you pick up your thing. Hold down Shift so you don't accidentally fall. See, I'm pushing forward and I'm not falling. Pushing forward, not falling. And then you, while holding Shift, you dig up again. You start from this one, and then you start moving back. You can look and see if there's going to be gravel falling, and if it falls, rush into this corner. You won't take any damage if you're quick. And there you go. Went there. Now that we're up here, we go boink, 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 boink. Now there's an added advantage of this strategy. There's a very nice feature of this strategy. And the feature is, if you use it